Hiya, welcome back. This video is about taking the forks out, stripping them down, cleaning them, refurbishing it with new bushes and seals and putting them all back together again. It's probably going to be in two parts, so the first part will be taking them apart and cleaning, and the second part will be replacing the bushes and seals and rebuilding them with fresh oil. So I've jacked the bike up and I've got the back end supported as well, so that when I take the forks off it doesn't get light on the front. So first thing is I'm going to take the brakes off and just get those hung out of the way, and then take the front wheel off. Guess I should have taken the mudguard off first. Only needed to take one side off of the mudguard. It's worth remembering. Good egg. Then I'm going to just loosen the pinch bolts. Tighten that back up so that I can get the cap nut off. Just got a bit of tape around there to protect it, but I've not done them up tight. I'll take that out, and the same the other side. And take that one out. So I've built this jig out of 5mm steel so that I can mount the forks in the vise safely. So at this point I inadvertently had pulled out the microphone, so there's no audio. It is self-explanatory. Here I'm just undoing the end cap, and then I'm holding that down quite carefully because obviously there's a spring in there and I don't want that to ping out everywhere. So I've got pressure on it as I'm undoing it. There's the spacer, and then I'm just draining the oil out. Then I'm taking off the fork guard, and with a brass drift taking off the cover, dust cover thing. It's a bit stiff, but it comes off eventually. and then I'm carefully prising open the dust seal, which comes off quite easily, and then undoing the clip that holds it all in the groove, taking it out of the groove. And then I'm on back to the bottom bolt. Just undo the bottom bolt, but I think there's a bit of a problem there. So I don't know if you can see, but the hex head has been minced and there's nothing to grip. So what am I going to do about that then? So I've got a 7.5mm left-hand thread drill. So all I can think of is trying to drill that out. Don't know if that's worked or not. Hasn't loosened it any. Okay, so it's an 8mm bolt. So if I get an 8mm drill, it might break the head off. I'll try 7.5 ordinary drill. Oh, something's happening. I think I'm all right. Certainly getting through the bolt. Whee! Something's given. Ah, that's good. Perfect. Happy with that. And that just unscrews. So it was only the head. Don't know if you can see that, but that's pretty perfect. Just unscrewed nicely. And that seat looks okay to me. Drill hasn't gone there, so that was pretty good. Quite lucky with that, I think. There we go. So there's all the parts. I'll clean them up, and then there's a few things I want to show you. Like I want to measure this because I went on a website and a guy, when this spun round, he stuck a bit of wood down the tube, so then it engaged in there and held that still. So I'll do measurements of that and put it up so that if anybody else gets in that dilemma and wants to hold it still, they know what dimensions the holes are. So as I say, I'll take them, I'll clean them all up in paraffin and then degrease it with brake cleaner, and then I'll post that up, and the next video will be putting it back together again. And you can see, like here, that was well worn, that one. So it definitely needed doing. That one's not too bad, but I mean it does still need doing. So I'll just take these apart. Okay, I'll get cleaning. Okay, so there's that's all cleaned up. So I'll just measure this thing, and I'll put the measurements up on the video. It's 22.5 centimeters long, and that is 29.75 I'm going to call that. And in that hole, it's kind of like a taper, so it's 20 there and 21.9 there, so 21 to 22, something like that. So that will help if you needed to get a bit of wood and bang it down in there, which is what I've done. And then that holds that still-ish while you unscrew there. So I'll put those measurements up just in case it helps anybody. And also here's the part numbers of the bits that I've got to rebuild with. Right, well that's part one done. Thanks for watching. Hope it's been helpful to you. And part two will follow. Catch you next time. Cheerio.